What's up everyone, it's your bro Pro here. In today's video we're looking at how to prepare for filming and then how to film your music videos or films on GTA 5. So before we get into filming on GTA, let's look at preparation. So what you want to do at the beginning is have some kind of script written down. You can just draw it down on a piece of paper, make bullet points, or you can go into more advanced style and write up a script. So today I'll show you a script which you can use for free. You don't have to pay for it, and it will help you especially if you are filming with a crew. So let's get into it. I already opened it up. So the website is called Celtex, and it is completely for free. You can pay a subscription to have a more advanced option on it. So for example, if you are paying your actors or something for your project, you can have a planner there for like how much everything will cost, or you can have shooting dates, or even you can take screenshots or images of your locations and put them into the script, and you can share them with your crew. But we are going to be using just a free version today, and you don't really need anything more advanced if you're doing a simple script. So as you can see over here, I have a few scripts. One of them is my war film, which I'm working on. So will have 10 episodes in total, so I've written down 10 scripts ready to go. But today we are going to be looking at Life's a Mess, which is the music video which we have done with VAM. So I have written this script for him about 2 months ago, and then 2 weeks ago we have filmed it. So one of the reasons I like to write down a script is that I don't forget what I've written down. Because what happened to me was when we were filming this scenes, I had no idea what I have written down like 2 months ago. So I came back down to the script, looked it over, and then I was like, oh yeah, this is what we want to do. And then I did the same thing for the final edit. So when I was editing it together, I checked the script, and then I used it for the final edit. So it is a bit helpful that you write it down. So let's just get into what I have written down here. On the left hand side, what we have is the action, what we want to do for our actors. So for example, if I'm walking under the bridge, pointing a finger. And then another one which we used was VAM on top of a hill doing a mind-blown action. So this is just kind of actions that you want to do with your characters and what will be going on in a scene. If you have action scene, you can have like a muscle car drifting down a hill or something on those lines, or having a shootout. And yeah, and these kind of bullet points that you are seeing here, you can also write them down on a piece of paper if you're doing it for yourself. So you don't have to write up a script. It's just easier to do it if you have a crew, because then you can just go back and then share it with your crew. So I'm just gonna quickly pop back to where it is, and then you just need to click share. And all you need is their email address, and then they'll get email address and they can open this. And then on the right hand side, what we have on the script is the lyrics for the song. So because we are making music video, we are putting the song lyrics in here as well. So for each line in the lyrics, we are creating an action. So as he's walking down under the bridge, these are the lyrics that will be sung in the song. So this is kind of what it looks like. And yeah, you can do it your way. You don't have to copy exactly how I have it. But these are a few of the options that you can make. One more thing that I want to mention is, like, if you write a script, it's also easier for you to build up on it. So if you are thinking of new ideas, you can just come back, look at it, reread it, and then maybe those that will just spark new ideas for you. But yeah, that's enough for the script. I'm gonna leave that as it is. If you want to have a tutorial video how to write a proper script, put it down in the comments, and then I will show you how to do it. Because I've been writing down a couple of scripts myself already. So if you need help with that, just put it down in the comments and I can help you out. So next most important thing in the filming is locations. Because you're setting up a background which is going to be
I'm here for you, boss.
most
100%.
interesting for your viewers. You don't want to be going some dodgy places and having just a plain background which will be boring to look at. Well, if dodgy place is for you, for your scene, then that's fine, but just make sure that there is something interesting about it. So I'm going to go into our first location and then I'll talk to you about it in more details of what we want to focus on. So I'll see you there. Alright, so we are at our first location that I want to show. So we're using this kind of a mansion place with fairly big garden background, car park, tennis courts, and then like visitor's house. So when someone visits the family, they can sleep in there, or just small place to stay. Um, but I'm not gonna focus on this house or the tennis courts, but it is one of the locations that you might want to use for your scenes if you want to. But I'm gonna focus on a few other things here. So starting off with the car park, which is a very simple thing, but you can make it more interesting for the viewers. So as you can see, there are a couple of parking spaces there. So if you want to create a rich guy, let's say for music video, so it's gonna be maybe standing in front of expensive cars dancing, or if it's for a film, you can maybe like a park car next to some other expensive cars and then walk inside of the house over here. And then what you can do is you can link it with one of your penthouses. So let me explain it to you. So you make an action him walking to the door, like just like that. And once he walks to the door, you can switch it to the inside shot of one of your penthouses and make it look like he is entering this kind of a mansion. Um, just an idea, but you can do whatever you want with it. But yeah. But if you're just making a music video, you can just park a bunch of cars here, stand over here, maybe do a dancing action or whatever. Or maybe if you're making an action film, you can have two characters standing and having conversation with each other, with the background of those cars parked over there. Maybe this tree, and I don't know if it's a fountain or just a little pond. It looks like a little pond, but it could have been a fountain, which would be a bit nicer. But yeah, if you want to have a background, just make sure that your character is standing with his back towards it, facing the camera straight, and then what you will have is the camera focusing this way, capturing this kind of angle. So I'm just going to show you this camera over here. So you want to have something like that. Cars over there, your character is somewhere here in the middle with the little pond and a tree, and just frame it something just like that. That's one of the things. Or you can use this kind of a mansion, so you can have your character standing over here. And again, don't make it too boring with just capturing the mansion. I'll show you in a second. So imagine that I'm still standing there. And then we turn around, get the camera. And we will not just capture the mansion because it's kind of plain boring, there's not much going on. But to make it a bit more interesting, what you can do is capture this mansion and a tree. So if you have a character standing over here somewhere in the middle, then you're creating a more interesting background behind the actor or around the actor. Just adding a bit more cinematic vibes to it. To make it a bit more advanced, imagine that it's nighttime and these lights are on. I've been here before when the lights are on and it's looking pretty decent, so you can use this location. So once again, imagine that the character is standing somewhere around here. And what you can do with the Rockstar camera, which I can't really do on my phone, but I'm just going to show you and we can pretend that we have Rockstar Editor right now, is you can go from, imagine that you're down with the camera on the floor behind this light. And then what you can do is pan out and then look at your character. Or you can just simply pan out, zoom in, or you can all you can do is also move to the left and then looking at the character. So there are a couple of moments that you can do. I'll be showing you how to move with the camera in the next video, but I'm just giving ideas of what you can do with the surroundings, what you have around you. For example, trees, lights. Also, we'll be looking at grass, rocks, and so on. So anything that you have around you, you use it to your advantage to make the scene more interesting. Also, what caught my eye is this kind of a tree here with this rocks and a smaller tree. So maybe you can have like two characters having conversation here, maybe like a private meeting or something like that. Or if you want to have a music video and you want to use this, like here, standing over here dancing and having this as a background, is kind of cool thing to have. So what you want to do is go a little bit more out with the camera so you can capture the entire background. And then you can have something like that. Just kind of nice to have. Alright, let's move on to next location and then I'll talk to you about more things in detail, so I'll see you there. Alright, so this location we have used with VAM for the music video that we made. So we wanted to create a massive explosion, right? And my original plan was to go on the car park, get some cars and blow them up. But then I was thinking that would be a bit too boring, and what would maybe cause the explosion, like logically, and then I thought maybe a gas station will blow up and blow up all the cars behind him and make him more cinematic, just like you have in action movies. So this is why we came over here. So if you don't have access to multiple cars, you can maybe park one of your cars and maybe grab one of the cars from the street and then put sticky bombs on this side of the gas pumps, and then if you're capturing with the camera from here, you will not see the sticky bombs. They'll be at the back, and then you can just blow them up without people seeing that you blow them up yourself with the sticky bombs. So this is one of the things that you can use to your advantage to make like those action films. Or maybe you can just drive the car inside the gas station, hit it, and to create even bigger explosion, then you can blow all the sticky bombs at the same time as well. So yeah, just to make it a bit more action type scene and more interesting for the viewers to see. One more thing I want to focus on while we are here is the grass and wildflowers. So imagine that your character is standing here, not the best background, but imagine that there is maybe a forest behind him with maybe a nice lake, and then we are standing over here, and then if you look at here, I'm using the wrong thing again, let's get the camera, we see those flowers, right? So imagine that we are having our character or maybe multiple characters here having conversation or dancing or whatever you want to do with them, and then let's go from behind with the camera. I need to stop using the guns though. And then imagine that you're a little bit lower with your camera, which I can't do with my phone and my character, but with the rock character you can move around with the camera. So imagine that you're going from a little bit lower, behind the flowers. And what you can do is you can pan up like that and then move into your character. Or you can pan left, so you move left and then look into your character. Or if you have enough gaps between the flowers, you can move through them, through the gap, and look into your character. Why I'm showing you this is because you can use anything around you to your advantage to make the scene more interesting. So if you just imagine that we are having our character standing there, we stand here in front of the flowers, and again I'm using the wrong thing, just like so. It's just plain boring background, there's nothing to it, and it's just making it a bit more 2D. But as soon as you put just flowers in front of it, making it more 3D and adding a bit more scenery to your scene. So yeah, that's why I'm showing you this. Just use anything that you have to your advantage to make the scene look more interesting. Alright, I'm going to go into one more location, and then that will be it with the locations, and yeah, I'll see you there. Alright, so this is our third and final location. I'm just showing you just three, because there are so many locations that you can choose. But I just wanted to show you the best ones. Well, one of the best, well, three of the best ones that I not used already, and maybe you can use it for your scenes as well. So this location over here, I'm gonna do a spoiler alert for my war film. We have used this location here when we were chasing a lot of the enemies, and we had him swimming across this lake, and then we had a helicopter with two people hanging on each side with light machine guns shooting into the water around the enemy. And then we just create an action movie scene where the bullets are splashing on top of the water, and then the bullet traces are going around the character. So if you want, you can use this location for this kind of scene as well. Or if you come here during the day, you can make like a romantic kind of scenery here. So yeah, if you're going for that romantic scene when you have like um, guy with a girl trying to go for some romantic scene, that yeah, this would be a very nice place to do it. Um, but yeah, even if you're doing like a music video, dancing, you can use this. I'm just going to show you where is the best place to go. So if you stand over here, having this lake in the background behind you, imagine that the helicopter is not there. If you come here with the helicopter, make sure that you land it somewhere else, maybe on top of this hill, and then you just walk down, or just, yeah, just land it somewhere safely, and then make sure that you don't blow it up, because then you'll be just stuck here on a mountain. Uh, but yeah, imagine that you are standing over here having this lake in the background. Trust me, it is very nice during the day. You can reuse it and you will not regret it. And then yeah, you can dance around, having conversation, and so on and so on. Again, you can use trees, rocks, the grass to your advantage when you're recording. Um, One more thing that I just came up with. Maybe you can have like a hiking video over here, or maybe you can use like a bicycles and go for like riding down this hill with the bicycles, but this will be more advanced editing with Rockstar Editor. But if you already know how to do more advanced Rockstar editing, go for it. You can use it. But yeah, it will be also nice to go down here with the bicycles or something. Um, so yeah, I'm just improvising on a spot here. I'm just choosing these locations for you, um, and just trying to figure out what I can tell you and make it more helpful for you to figure out your scenes. To be honest, it is not that difficult to figure out a scene. You just need to fly around with the helicopter or drive around with the car around the city and just look at the places, and if something is catching your eye, like, oh, this is interesting, I can use it, then check it out and see if you can use it. Once you figure out the location, then you want to focus on your clothes, the cars, maybe the weapons, like what you want to use, and maybe some props. Props can be like we mentioned before. You can ask your crew to bring some supercars or sports cars, pimp them up, make them look nice, expensive, park them around, do your scene, and boom, there you go, your scene is ready to go. So yeah, you can make it that simple. You don't have to go into crazy details. You can just have maybe 3 or 4 cars parked behind you and you have a scene. Um, Next thing I want to tell you about is if you are making a music video, well, you can also do it for action film, but music video especially, if you want to have a smoke action, you want to take your tear gas and then make a half circle with it. So I'm just quickly going to show you. Don't check it too far, because then if you have a camera, it will be behind the camera, and then if you go too far with the camera, your character will be too small and hard to see. So make sure you track it close enough in front of it, but don't track it too close so you don't kill yourself. So let's make a half circle. Like so. And wait for it to go off. just like that. And imagine that you're dancing around. I'm quickly going to go here without killing myself. And then imagine that you take out your camera and then you have a character dancing behind the smoke. Or if you have like a massive explosion, then you can have it like that. And then you have a smoke. Just be aware that the smoke goes down, then goes back up again, and then it just runs out, so you need to time it perfectly though. Oh yeah, you can have a smoke action as well when you're dancing. Just like so. And I have a police on me, so I need to call Lester. Alright, so that's sorted. Lester is calling them off. Cool. Okay. One more thing I want to mention is... Well, two more things to mention. When you're recording, make sure that you have this gun. If you get your cars stuck somewhere, you can easily get them out with this. I will show you a quick clip that will happen to Vam. We were driving to our next location. He was going a bit too fast up the hill and he got stuck, and then he couldn't get out. So he was trying to use his mod menu and he couldn't get himself out. So we have to use these guns, and it just sends your car flying. And again, what you can do is create this kind of splash effect in the water as well. Like if you want to create explosion, you can make that. So if you time it correctly with the editing, maybe you can have a looking at your maybe launcher or maybe your character, and then there's like a missile flying at him, and then while you're looking at your character with the camera, you can have another person shooting the water, and then you switch the camera around and you have this big explosion in the water. So yeah, make sure you have this gun. You can create some cool things with it. You can even make a stunts video with it. You can shoot the car and it will just send it flying while driving full speed. So yeah, make sure that you have that. One more thing I want to mention is that you have a radius when you're recording. So you press F1 on a PC to start recording, and then hit F1 again to stop recording. I can't remember what it is on console because I didn't play on consoles for like 2 years now, but you can look it up on YouTube, or maybe we'll just tell you on the console what it is. But what I want to say is that you have a radius. I'm gonna use this gun just to show you how far it is. So if you're standing here, let's say, the radius is going in a circle, and this is the far as you can go with the camera. You can't go beyond that point. If you want to, for example, say that you want to have a camera over there, you need to move closer with your character to be able to go there. So maybe you want to have like a swimming scene where you're swimming and then have a camera there or so on, something like that. You can do that, and it's going to circle this radius, so just keep that in mind. I just don't want you to be recording some epic scene and then thinking that you can place the camera over there, and then when it comes to editing, you can find out, oh, there's a radius, I can't go there. So yeah, just keep that in mind. One more thing that I would recommend is buying a dumpster. So if you are over level, like if you are level 100, you can get that SUV 6x6, and it's good for off-roading. So if you want to get, for example, here with your crew, you can fit 6 people inside it and then drive up here. And also if you have like blown up cars on your scene, you can easily just ram those cars with that car out of the way. So yeah, it's just kind of a little prop when you are recording, so you can transport people around and move things out of the way if it's in the scene and you don't want it. If you want to go into more detailed setting up of the scenes, put it down in the comments, and then I'll make another video, maybe just focusing on one scene and how to prop it up, what you can have, like what kind of props, what to wear, and how to go around it. If there's anything else you want to know about setting up the scenes, writing up the script, as I said before, put it down in comments and I'll make that video. I'm not going to go into more details, I just want to make this a simple video for you, so you can just follow it along when you're just beginning recording, because there's a lot of things to take in, and yeah, I just don't want to make it too complicated for you. So just focus on a script first of all, then locations. Make sure that you find the locations before you start filming, because then if you have people in a rush, for example, if they have to go to work or they have to go to sleep because of the work in the morning, and you don't want to be wasting their time and yourself's time when you are recording, then yeah, just scout out the locations day before, a few hours before the scene, before the recording, and then you can just go into those scenes and get the filming done soon, like fast as you can. And yeah, just use the things around you what you have to your advantage. So the bushes, when the sun comes out, use those sun rays going through the trees. So maybe you can have a starting shot of a tree and then moving down and look at your character or anything on those lines. But yeah, this is all from me, guys. I hope this helped. Make sure that you check out my next video when you'll be seeing more of the recording going on, and also I'll be using a Rockstar editor to edit all the angles. So yeah, in the next video I'll be learning how to use a Rockstar editor, and you'll be seeing how all the scenes were recorded. And then video after that I'll be showing you how to do a final edit in Sony Vegas. But if you want to use a Premiere Pro or any other programs to do a final edit, you can still follow it along, and I hope that it will help you. But yeah guys, this is all from me, and I'll see you next video. Peace. Thank you guys for watching this video. If you'd like to see my future content, make sure to follow me on Twitter for instant notifications. Also, if you want to be more connected and have a say in my future videos, join me today on Discord. You can message me or even join a voice chat. All the links are in the description. I shall see you in the next video. Peace.